What is going on, Panther Lair? We are back talking about the Pittsburgh Panthers' victory over the Stanford Cardinal this past Saturday night on ESPN2. Now, I just put out a video that detailed why Pitt struggled early against Stanford's 2-1-2 matchup zone. They did have some success with some chin screening, but a lot of that was because they were either able to play away or off of action that collapsed. They weren't really able to attack Maxime Renaud effectively, who was standing in the middle of that Cardinal 2-1-2 zone. Unless they really went right at Cam Corrin. They kind of had to resort to jumpers. We had a couple of those in there as well. So that is why they started out slow. But around a little bit after the halfway mark in the first half, they started finding success with this kind of floppy formation after Maxime Renaud briefly went to the bench and Ishmael Leggett had just come back onto the floor. Now, a lot of times in a floppy, Zach Austin would be kind of like favoring one of these sides, and then Ish Leggett would have the option to use like a double pin down here, or, you know, just as kind of a single one here, and then receive the ball on either wing. The Panthers run this out of like this diamond formation a little bit more, but for intents and purposes of labeling, this is kind of a floppy look. So still does get that pin down. This is the first time that Pitt has run this against this, and what they're trying to really do is manipulate who it is that's going to be in the middle of this 2-1-2 matchup zone. But with Jorge kind of just setting the pin down and then just resetting a ball screen here, they just played this two-man game, and it doesn't accomplish what I think Pitt's trying to do here, which is manipulate this guy. They end up getting a basket here. Ish Leggett's able to create. The ball gets swung around here to Jorge, then to Lowe, then to Austin, who hits a actual kind of like left corner wing-ish above the break three. Good for Austin. And then you'll see in the next clip, though, this is where Renaud is back in the game. And so, again, they're going to go to this look, and what they're trying to do is find a way to pull Maxime Renaud out of this middle. So, mission accomplished here because he's going to go with Guillermo. I mean, he's quarterbacking all of the switches here. But because this is like the first time Renaud is seeing this live, this defender here does not realize he is supposed to be with Corrin. So, he ends up being several beats late to this. But Renaud, not a factor at all, just standing in the strong side corner. And now you have Ishmael Leggett going downhill against a very deep drop. And this ends up being an and one for him. So Pitt pretty much just keeps going back to this set. Here they are again. Renaud is saying, okay, well, let's not mess up this time. You have to go with Corrin. I'm going to go to the strong side corner. And so at least this guy is not going to be late to this ball screen. And he is not. But he plays it as if Wish, I guess, is going to reject this screen for some reason. And then now you have to see all these guys trying to stun over. But again, we're talking about Ish Leggett getting downhill here, makes a nice move, gets 2 feet in the paint, and then pretty much hits the same shot. And then now you're going to see, though, that Renaud is going to say, okay, I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to be standing here in the strong side corner. So you know what? We're going to communicate here. I'm going to take Corrin to handle this oncoming ball screen. So you see a lot of communication here. Moves this guy over, says, I'm taking Corrin. I want to be part of the action. And so they go and run that. I say again, now you have Renaud engaged. But again, the whole point of this was to pull him out of the middle of the paint so he just can't stand there in that 2-1-2 matchup zone. He says, okay, Ish Leggett likes to go right, so he pretty much stands on this side of the screen. So this is just like an awesome thing to look at so many of these sequences. I love doing this just because seeing all the subtle adjustments that teams are trying to make here and the communication that goes live. So you see again, so now Leggett makes another move. He gets this flip screen by Corrin, so he's just going to go left this time. This is kind of what Renaud wants because now he's back in the middle of the paint, just kind of patrolling. But Ish Leggett is feeling it at this point and just plays around him, away from him, hits a 3. Or, no, sorry, just hits another 2 in the paint. So this is the second half here. So again, I think the other counter that Stanford tried to throw here is that they stayed more in the zone look here, knowing that this may option to this side. So this is early, very early in the second half. So this is probably something to discuss at halftime to say, hey, let's not let him catch this ball cleanly. And again, they want Renaud to be able to patrol the paint. They don't want him in this strong side corner at all and just not be involved. So you see they're going to get the same thing. Here comes Cam Corrin to them. Okay, there's a little bit more of a delay, sort of, not really. Renaud is involved. He's going to, again, saying, hey, I think he's going to use the inside ball screen here, so I'm not going to get faked out thinking he's going to reject and be on this side. So good on Renaud. But, I mean, Leggett is so talented here that he drives, and then he just kind of snakes through here and then just drives for, a left-handed layup. So, I mean, at this point, he's just absolutely feeling it. Good offense is oftentimes going to be good defense, and that's pretty much the case here. But I just thought it was interesting that Pitt really found, hey, this is going to work for us. We really want to engage Renault. We do not want him allowed there, just assess what's going on and stand in the middle of that 2-1-2 zone. So they found ways to engage him. They found ways to put him on Guillermo for those small stretches so he's not involved at all. And then they found ways to attack him off ball screens and actually make him defend, not just be in deep drops. So that's one of the reasons I think Pitt was able to come back in this game. Sure, they made life tough on Renault, and they kind of adjust their game plan there. And that's going to be the next video you're going to see here. But definitely wanted to get this one out. I think this is a pretty cool progressive series for you guys. Hope you're enjoying it, and we'll see you in the next one.